Well, Desiree, the backdrop of this graduation ceremony of these over 3,000 police trainees at the Tshwane Academy comes as when Parliament this afternoon will be deliberating on the Section 89 report pertaining to President Cyril Ramaphosa's Phala farm, and that he may have broken Section 36.1 of the Pre-Care Act of the Constitution, and that he may have broken his oath of office when it comes to the dealings at his Phala farm over those $580,000 that were stolen at the farm. But I am now going to just show you visuals of Tshwane Maseko, who is the police commissioner, who is looking over these graduates, over 3,000 of them graduating here today in Tshwane, and President Cyril Ramaphosa there, who is topical at this point in time, particularly pertaining to that Section 89 report. In fact, the Minister of Police, Pegitele, and also the Deputy Minister of Police, Kasel Matale, have just left now, heading towards the airport, going towards Cape Town, where that parliamentary sitting, where parliamentarians will be debating and voting upon the Section 89 report at 2 o'clock this afternoon. Of course, you would know that the head of state, President Cyril Ramaphosa, is no longer a member of parliament. There is a threat in the ANC caucus that about 42 ANC members of parliament will vote in favor over the adoption of this Section 89 report, which may kickstart the processes for the impeachment of President Cyril Ramaphosa, which is what some opposition parties like the Economic Freedom Fighters are pushing for.
Samkele, are you able to just give us a sense, just a recap of the President's speech this morning?
The President essentially spoke to these trainees that their allegiance lies to the Constitution of the Republic of South Africa, that their allegiance lies with the general populace and the residents of South Africa, and that they should put their own interest at the back of the interest of the country, particularly speaking of how the police service is of help and assistance to the residents of South Africa, and that they should not help themselves, which is one of the many issues with South Africa grappling with the escalating numbers of crime statistics in the country, whether it's car hijackings, whether it's rape, whether it's murder, and knowing that the economic hub of the country, Gauteng, has essentially become the crime capital of the Republic of South Africa. You go to the various crimes that take place in provinces such as the Western Cape, you go to areas such as KwaZulu-Natal, Pietermaritzburg, KwaMashu, Umlazi, those areas affected by issues pertaining to criminality. You go to gender-based violence and the scourge that is affecting South Africans and women in particular. You go to the response of the South African Police Service when they are called upon to assist those who may have been rape victims of crime. You also know that crime is not only unique to ordinary South Africans, but you do also find white-collar crime taking place within the country. Those are some of the issues that these men in blue and women in blue will have to make sure that they fight and make sure that South Africans are safe and they feel safe within the communities within South Africa.
Samkele, I was asking you earlier, and I don't know if you heard me, that this event comes at a time when there's analysis coming out that the National Police Commissioner, Tshwane Maseko, is too quiet for the job that he occupies. Do you have that sense as well?
Well, I want to know, I have not heard Tshwane Maseko speaking quite often on matters pertaining to policing within the country. What we have seen is that Mr. Tshwane Maseko has been embroiled in some allegations. You also have a police minister in the form of Pegitele, who's been a police commissioner within the country before and was very much hands-on within his department, which are some of the issues that the police commissioner, Mr. Tshwane Maseko, will be facing within the South African Police Service. That was also said of the last police commissioner, Mr. Tshwane, with many people saying that he is relatively quiet and he is not speaking out more often on matters pertaining to crime. As you can see, there is now a wall here that has been constructed by the police service and those who work with President Ramaphosa, but we will definitely find a way of going in. We will find that gap to try and speak to Mr. Tshwane, Mr. Mula, the police commissioner, and President Cyril Ramaphosa, only if the spokesperson of the police is going to allow us to speak to our boss, Mr. Tshwane, Mr. Mula. But we will definitely, Desiree, try those opportunities. You'll just have to bear with us as the parade finishes here.
Samkele, just a quick one. I see there's a public segment as well to this event. Are those family members or is it just the general public, and how are they feeling about this development?
That's right, those are family members of the police trainees that are graduating here today. They're here to celebrate with their loved ones, whom will essentially be protecting the various communities that are there within the country, those whom are besieged by crime, those are besieged by gangsters and criminals masquerading in the streets of where they live in, those whom are besieged by gangsters, those who will be going out to fight the various drug lords, the various people who hijack individuals, those who do white-collar crime. So these are the family members to support the police trainees that are here today at Desiree. But we will be going now over to try and doorstop President Ramaphosa and doorstop Mr. Tshwane Msamula as well as the police.
To stand for the officers on parade display.
The on-parade display now of the police officers will be officiated by Mr. Tshwane Msamula. Can we just pause for a minute and take these visuals?
Racing by the center, quick march.
You can take the shot.
Right! Officer up right! Dismiss!
Those are the graduates of the police trainees here today, whom have essentially graduated, and the president will now be essentially walking out and leaving this. We are now essentially being blocked.
These are such beautiful
The president agrees.
visuals.
No, the president agrees. The president agrees. No, he did agree. So our wall is being formed by those who protect President Cyril Ramaphosa and also the police service that Mr. President, Mr. President, that is the president there leaving. Essentially doesn't want to say anything as we are being blocked by those who protect him, Desiree.
Well, you can't be faulted for trying now, can you, Samkele? And of course, we will know by the end of this day what those outcomes coming out of Parliament will be, just in terms of parties who represent in Parliament, in the National Assembly, voting for that Section 89 decision, that report to be adopted or not. Samkele Maseko there, coming to us from the Tshwane training grounds, where a cohort of South African police officers, new officers, being certificated today. The event continues tomorrow and Thursday as well.